Next agenda item is the appointment of auditors. I know that there's been a lot of discussion, the RFPs for both the annual audit and for the operations audit, operations forensic audit, were issued and are out awaiting bids. There was a third proposal that Mr. Hallahan had requested. Michael,
Yes. Yeah, at the last subcommittee meeting, we had a great deal of discussion about the RFP that was put forward, one for the annual budget and one for the special forensic operations audit, the annual audit and the forensic audit. And in our last subcommittee meeting, we had a great deal of discussion, and Mr. Halloran came up with a proposed RFP. Tim and I had been giving this an awful lot of thought, a great deal of discussion. I think we agreed that we're on board with the forensic audit. We had a discrepancy between the language that we had put forth and Michael had put forth. But after reviewing Michael's RFP, we have come up with a proposal to issue an addendum to our RFP that's already gone out. And Michael, this addendum is largely a replication of some of the language that you put together in your RFP. You mentioned to Tim and I that, well, I'll pass this out as I'm speaking, that your specific area of concern was under the category of scope of work to be performed. Yeah. In fact, you mentioned that in an email to us today. So what I'd like to do is pass out this proposed addendum, and I'll also read it for everybody here also. And this addendum falls under the category of scope of work to be performed. And it reads as follows. In conjunction with the forensic operations audit being requested to do in community services and to include all departments and agencies, the town of North Haven also specifically requests an immediate forensic investigation of the Community Services and Recreation Department, which shall include a review conducted for the fiscal years commencing with fiscal year 2003 and for all subsequent fiscal years, and to encompass all amounts and unaccounted financial activity, including but not limited to overtime expenses, daycare income, cash and non-cash donations, state and federal energy assistance, Department of Social Services and all state and federal grants, other cash or fee accounts, travel and other reimbursements, all cash income accounts, reimbursement requests, and overtime expenses. If, during the course of the forensic audit for the above-mentioned years, the auditor recommends the inclusion of certain additional prior fiscal years, the auditor shall make this recommendation to the Board of Finance, setting forth the reasons for the recommendation and any other relevant information necessary for the Board of Finance. Ladies and gentlemen, what this largely is a byproduct of is some of Michael's suggestions. We agree that under the category of scope of work to be performed, that this specific addendum should be sent out, and that's how it reads. Are there any questions at all?
I don't understand this.
Okay.
what
don't you understand?
Well, what exactly are you proposing to do here? This would be an addendum to
The RFP that already has been sent out
okay
for the forensic operations audit.
I apologize if I have no my mail. Did we get copies of that RFP?
No, we did not.
Then I don't. You know,
And we did, and as a board, we were not